The broadcast has started.
Okay. EJ, can you put up the flag?
Yes.
That's neat.
As soon as
Yep.
Bob gets back, we'll start the meeting.
Oops.
Go.
Okay, Bob, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I would like to call our April 1st, 2020 meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. All right. I do have something that I would like to read to our residents before we get started this evening. This is to our residents. It says, "We are in this together. As we all move forward in these uncertain times, we look forward to working together in seeing the COVID-19 and any other type of adversities through to the end with the township citizens. The township government has moved to essential only services. The municipal building is closed to the public until further notice, and all public meetings have been canceled. The staff is working remotely and will respond to emails and telephone messages. The police department continues to put the protection and safety of the community at the forefront of its mission. The township's emergency operations team is coordinating with the Chester County Emergency Operations Center to monitor the situation and keep the board informed of the current status of events. Updates are posted on the township's website as appropriate. Per the governor's order of March 19th, all construction and development activities must cease. The township continues to receive and process permits and applications electronically, but no permits will be issued or approved and no inspections will be scheduled until the order is lifted. The Board of Supervisors urges all residents to abide by the governor's stay-at-home order. People should leave their residence only to perform tasks essential to maintain health and safety, or the health and safety of their family or household members, including pets, such as obtaining medicine or medical supplies and groceries, visiting a healthcare professional, or obtaining supplies they need to work from home. When out in public, be diligent about maintaining social distancing, and this includes when getting fresh air and exercise. It is important that you follow the recommendations of appropriate health agencies. We understand these are very challenging times. This will require cooperation and flexibility, and everyone has a role to play. The township operations will function, but in a more limited capability. Emergency services and vital public services will not be affected. And I just have one more thing to add to that. As of noontime today, Schuylkill Township still has no reported or confirmed cases of COVID-19. So, okay, thank you. Moving on to our regular business, I just wanted to inform the public that we did just have an executive session just before our meeting where we discussed personnel issues. So moving on, our consent agenda. The acceptance of the minutes of the February 20th, 2020 Board of Supervisors work session and March 4th, 2020 business meeting, and acceptance of reports, all departmental, committee, commission, and council reports as posted and received by the Board of Supervisors for the month of March 2020. I'll make the motion to approve our consent agenda. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to make an announcement, and I did forget to do this earlier. I apologize. If any member of the public would like to submit a question, you can do it any time, or a comment anytime during this meeting. And when we get to the public participation portion, EJ will read those comments and questions to us. So, but you can type those now at any time. Okay. Our treasurer's report and payment of bills for the period ending March 31st, 2020, and acceptance of the treasurer's report and approval to pay the bills. EJ.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick treasurer's report. The general fund balance as of March 30th is $3,035,208.31. All the accounts were balanced to March 30th just because the meeting was on the first of the month. We couldn't wait till yesterday. So the balances are missing one day of transactions for the month of March, which is most likely just the interest crediting, which usually happens the last day of the month. We did take in, we increased about $310,000 from the previous month because the real estate collections began. The only other thing I'll just mention under the treasurer's report is in case there's any concerns of potential financial impacts to the township due to the COVID-19 crisis. The two biggest immediate impacts are investment losses in the pension funds, which those are the only two funds, if you look at the treasurer's report, that went down from February to March. The only other immediate impact is as a result of the Fed cutting the interest rates on all of our township accounts have gone down significantly, which was not unexpected. So in terms of our interest revenue for this year, we will not hit the budgeted figures. We'll probably come in low. Other potential impacts that it's kind of too soon to tell. It's likely we'll see a reduction in the earned income tax by the end of the year, just due to people losing jobs or reductions in work. And then also, given the slowdown in the housing market, we'll probably see a decrease in the real estate transfer taxes, at least for the first half of the year. So that's it for the treasurer's report. As far as the bills go, I've reviewed the bills. All the checks, they'll be delivered to Martha and Bob tomorrow. We've already arranged for them to sign them. Everything's in order, and I would recommend payment of the bills.
Okay. I will make the motion to accept the treasurer's report and approval to pay the bills. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Board discussion items. The consideration of enactment of ordinance 2020-01 regarding an increase in the number of members of the Environmental Advisory Council. I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? Are there any comments or questions from the public, EJ?
Not on this item. Maybe we should wait maybe 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
Anybody? Do you want me to give a quick overview of what this ordinance is? It's really short.
Sure.
Or do you want to do that? This ordinance was approved last month for advertisement. It's been advertised. It basically adds one alternate position to the Environmental Advisory Council. So it increases their membership by adding one alternate position. That's it.
Okay. We have no comments from the public?
Correct.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The consideration of appointment of Amanda Gensimer to the Environmental Advisory Council as a non-voting alternate member. I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions from the board? No? Okay, EJ, do we have any comments or questions from the public?
Not on this item.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Consideration of ratification of Resolution 2020-14, the declaration of disaster emergency for March 18th, 2020. I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions from the board? EJ, is there any comments or questions from the public?
There is not.
Okay. Should I wait a minute?
You should probably just go through all of these declarations and then open it up for questions for all the declarations.
Okay. We've already made a motion for this one and it was seconded. So how about if we just vote on this particular one?
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. The consideration of ratification of Resolution 2020-15, the declaration emergency disaster for March 23rd, 2020, and the consideration of adoption of Resolution 2020-16, authorizing a continued declaration disaster emergency. I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions from the board? Okay, EJ, can you give an explanation as to why we had to do so many of these?
Yes, under state law, when we do these disaster declarations, they're only good for 7 days. So the first two were done and signed as needed, and the board just is ratifying them now. We received legal guidance from the county that with some sample language that we could add to Resolution 2020-16, which essentially declares the disaster emergency, and it keeps it in effect until a motion of the board to revoke it. So it's a continued declaration, so we don't have to keep doing it every 7 days.
Okay, great. Do we have any comments from the public on that?
No.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Consideration of adoption of Resolution 2020-17, authorizing a sewer connection from the Borough of Phoenixville to 1321 State Road. I'll make that motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, EJ, can you give us a brief explanation of this?
Sure. This residence on 1321 State Road, which is kind of right on the border. It's in the township, but it's right on the border of Phoenixville. The property is currently serviced by a cesspool, which is failing, requires frequent pumping, and they're closer to a tie-in to the borough, the Phoenixville Borough sanitary system than to the Valley Forge Sewer Authority sanitary system. So they requested to tie into the borough. The borough had no problem with it. The Valley Forge Sewer Authority had no problem with it, but it did require our approval.
Okay, that was my next question. I was wondering if the borough was okay with this. So since they are,
There's no, basically any liability or any involvement of the township is completely waived. We will have no involvement in this whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Is there any comments or questions from the public on this one, EJ?
No, there's not.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Announcements. Well, I absolutely have no announcements other than we will be holding no public meetings for the rest of this month. EJ, do you have any announcements?
The only thing I would say to anybody who's watching and listening is that today's Census Day, April 1st. So if you haven't already, please fill out the census questionnaire. It can be done online.
It's about 5 minutes.
What's that?
It's about 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Just to make it easier on you guys, it's a lot easier to do than most everything that you get sent by people. So it's only 5 minutes. Take the time. You're stuck at home anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Finish up that census. Thank you.
I was just going to say that everybody's stuck at home. So if you've got 5 minutes, fill it out online. It's very easy. So, okay, public comment and or questions. EJ, do you have anything from anyone?
There's one question that was submitted at the beginning of the meeting. I'm going to pull it up right now. This question is from Norman Vutz, and the question is, what is the status of the Sedgley and the Wawa litigation? Would you like me to answer that, or would any supervisors like to answer?
I'll defer
You're
to you.
welcome to answer that.
I think, yeah, EJ, I think I'll defer to you.
Yeah, there's no updates, Norm. There are no updates at all since the last update was given. I don't remember how long ago that was, but there's been no movement whatsoever. So the status is whatever it was last time we gave an update.
Kind of in limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's in limbo. So the court system's in limbo. You know, some courts have been shut down or closed. We've received no correspondence regarding either of those.
You won't be
litigations.
seeing it in your backyard tomorrow, for instance. Construction's all halted anyway, so.
Okay.
I
Do
have a
we have
question.
any other comments or questions from the public?
I do. As far as our other commissions, have we, I'm sorry, public first, then I'll ask mine.
So there's a comment from the chief. EJ, can you check your phone for a message? Oh, I see. All right. The chief wanted me to announce this. If anyone needs an officer, please call the following number, 610-935-2440 for non-emergency calls. Obviously 911 for emergencies. If you call the office, it may take some time for a call back. But again, that non-emergency number is 610-935-2440.
Okay, all right. Do we have any other comments or questions from the public, EJ?
No.
No.
I've
Bob,
got a
you
quick
wanted to say something?
Regarding our other commission meetings, do we have any plans, if this is extended, to have meetings similar to this one for the other commissions?
No,
Are we okay?
we haven't talked about it. We haven't made any,
We haven't made a decision regarding
yeah,
that.
we haven't made a
so-
decision about it. And
we
I
could
think
talk
it's
about
also
that.
up to the chairs of those committees and commissions.
Yeah, we
Except
just
that
have
if,
to make sure they know they have that option if they want to explore it.
and I have to
That's what I
say,
would
Explain something
recommend.
to them to let them know?
Yeah, I could,
Well,
yeah,
Bob, sorry.
well, and I was going to say, Martha, that if it does go longer for a long time, I mean, I would still expect to move things forward. So I might put things that I want to move forward out there. They could choose not to meet and not to discuss it, but I wouldn't, I mean, if this goes on for months, I don't think we should be completely stagnating.
Yeah,
But
and
it's a perfectly reasonable option.
it's
My
likely we'll see
recommendation-
this resurge in the fall too. So we might.
I'm sorry, Mark, I didn't hear you.
We might see a resurgence of this in the fall or something. So we might end up right back where we were. It'll be good to have an option for them. And even if they don't meet, we still have to keep functioning, as Susan said. So
Okay,
we do run a township here, so got to keep it going.
Yeah, my recommendation would be to the liaisons, you know, all the committees that you're the liaison to, you know, let them know that if it gets to the point where they feel a meeting is necessary, this platform, we have a 3-month license as of that began yesterday. So 3 months from yesterday, we have this for. So if any of the committees or commissions feel an urgent need to host a meeting, we could host it using this same platform.
okay,
Just, you know, talk to them, then get back to me, because I'm the license is in my name, so I would have to be the organizer for it. Just let me know.
okay.
Can do.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
We did have a brief meeting last week. Martha and I joined in regarding the pension fund. Do we want an update on that, or?
Did you want to give an update, Bob, or?
It's up to you if you want, or I can just circulate an email. I didn't know what the format was for that.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we looked at, we have budget pension committee meeting every year. Martha and Bob are the two appointees this year. So the committee is myself, Madeline, the chief, the lieutenant, one of the officers from the association, Nick representing the road department. So basically like all township departments are represented, and we meet with Mike Glacken from CBiz, who's our investment advisor. And he basically gives like a state of the pension update for the year. So given the timing, the update was a little bit different than what it normally is. We've seen some significant losses, as I mentioned earlier, investment losses in the pension. His recommendation was to stay the course using the dollar cost averaging model that we've been using, and their asset allocation model, which has worked really well for us and has weathered some storms in the past. They were brought in right around 2008 or 2009, Martha.
Yes, they were.
And the model that they put in place for Schuylkill Township to manage our pensions, we were one of the first municipalities that they put that model in place for, and most municipalities have followed suit. We were kind of one of the leaders because it's been so successful, and they've done such a good job for us. So the advice from the professionals is to stay the course, weather the storm, and don't freak out.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that he also mentioned was at this time he didn't feel that it was necessary for us to increase our MMO because of what's happening. So he just said, just stay calm, and then maybe we'll revisit it later this year.
We were in much better shape than what the market was showing at the time. The market was down well over 30% on, I think it was the 23rd.
Yeah.
We weren't down nearly that much. So that was good.
Yeah, we, I think I actually just received them in my email today. We asked them to send us basically like a first quarter report so we could share with everyone. So it captures everything through yesterday, through March 31st. So I'll get that out to the board so you can see there's one for each fund, one for the police pension fund and one for the non-uniform fund.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Let me just check to see if there's any other questions or comments that have come in. There are not.
Okay. I will make the motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna figure out how to stop the broadcast now. This took me forever to figure out yesterday too.
I know. There should be a little X
All
right
the
up.
buttons are right in front of you and they're like so obvious except for the stop
There should be
recording button.
there should be a X right above your head.
That'll just turn off my webcam, but I don't think that necessarily stops the broadcast. Oh, there we
No.
go. All right, I'm ending it.
Okay.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.